Hello and welcome to another edition of Rarer Hot Wheels, and this will be the last one for a little while, as next Wednesday morning we jet off to Washington DC for a week, and I'm going to see what I can find in the Hot Wheels stakes out there around some of the big stores. But back to today's show, we're going to have a look at mostly commercial vehicles, buses, trucks and vans, and mostly from Hot Wheels, but there are also some other brands. Some new from this year, some old, and a lot of loose ones from the boot sale. So let's get on and have a look at some rarer Hot Wheels and other things. Right, let's start off by dropping back to 2004 with this Redline Club Selection Series GMC motorhome. This Spectraflame Blue modern Redline looks completely awesome and is one of just 9,282 units. Introduced in 1977, the GMC motorhome is a collaboration between Bob Rosas and Larry Wood. And continuing on the rarity theme, we have this 2010 Phil's Garage release of the Volkswagen drag truck. This is a cool and heavy casting, and it's based on the infamous VW drag bus. Designed by Phil Rahman, the VW drag truck was introduced in 2004, and this one is a little rarer than the usual, as if you look underneath, it is signed by Phil. And keeping with the rarities, we have yet another limited release, and this time it's a 56 Ford panel truck from the 2004 Collectors Convention, with it specifically being a Hot Wheels newsletter release. And doesn't it look good in baby blue with the Hot Wheels newsletter tampos? Designed by Phil Rahman, the 56 Ford truck was introduced in 1999. Not strictly a rarity, although it can be outside the United States, this 66A100 is from the 2015 Pop Culture series and features the colour scheme and tampos for the Starburst candy, and it even features what looks to my eyes like orange pinstripes on the red lines or orange lines, although they may actually be red. The A100 was designed by Jun Imai and introduced in 2010. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, it's Darth Vader, and not a particularly limited release, but it does have to look cool, and it's the Spoiler Sport from the 2015 Pop Culture Star Wars set. This very cool black van looks particularly awesome with the scallops on the sides and on the roof, and yes, it does feature a picture of Darth himself and a representation of bits, or what was left of the Death Star. Spoiler Sport was originally introduced in 1977 and ran through till 85, then was retooled in 2011, of which this is one of the examples, and it was designed by the legendary Larry Wood. And now to something very new, with this year's release of the 1983 Chevy Silverado truck. This is a pretty nice looking little truck, and it looks especially so in the dark ruddy purple metallic colour that it's in, with the Challenge street graphics or graffiti style tampos down the sides. I gotta say, I love its slammed stance. For those of you watching in the future, this year is 2019, and I guess for those of you watching now, it's still 2019. The Silverado was designed by Jun Imai and introduced in 2008. Recently introduced in 2017, Gotta Go has never really appealed to me, but this Metal Flake dark blue with a chrome toilet bowl version from the 2020 range actually pushed a few of the right buttons with me. The combination of dark blue with red and white pinstripes and flames on the sides and the white wheels and chrome really looks good. As I said before, Gotta Go was introduced in 2017 and is one of Brendan Vatuska's designs. And now we briefly move away from Hot Wheels with this Corgi Super Juniors US Army tanker, which is still in its original, yes it's battered, but it is its original packaging. Picked up at a car boot sale for only a few pennies earlier this year, the US Army tanker was produced from 1976 to 1978, and this one, although the packaging is battered, is in really nice condition inside. Right, and now on to the loose ones and back to Hot Wheels, with this the second of our 56 Ford trucks. This example is a first edition from 1999 and is a lovely looking little ride. This little delivery was designed by Phil Rallman. Next we have one for the drag racing fans amongst you, and it's also in my favourite colour of a dark purple, and it's the 40 Ford truck. This Phil Rallman's design was introduced in 1998, with this example being a 2012 multi-pack exclusive. Usually Lado and Days Gone stuff doesn't really float my boat, but this really does. And as I love the Hot Wheels letter catcher so much, when this little box van popped up, I just had to have it. And yes, these vans are like the Marmite it advertises, you either love it or you hate it. As for dates, Lado models were produced from 1982 to 1999, and that's about as much as I know about this. And now over to Corgi Juniors with this Mercedes-Benz bus. Released in 1973, I believe this version came out in 1981. And now over to Matchbox Land with this car transporter. This little hauler was introduced in 1977, and this orange one with a black base plate and tan car deck originates from the 1983-1984 model year. And next we say hello to Majorette from France with this Toyota 4x4 or J40 Land Cruiser. Introduced in 1981, this metallic gold brown colour tells us it's from the 1983 model year. And now back to Matchbox with this Chevy van called Vampire. Introduced in 1979, this silver one with a Zamac base plate is from the 1983 model year and was the last of this range to be produced in England. Then production moved to Macau until the casting was retired in 1997. And finally, we have this rather heavy Maisto 48 Ford pickup. And this is a really nice looking little casting, though bigger than most that I have here. I don't know too much about Maisto stuff, but this little pull back and go truck is a very sweet casting. Right, that's all for now folks, thanks for tuning in, and unfortunately I was unable to do these speed trials at the moment with the loose models, as I don't have the space to set a track up at this moment in time, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, once again, thanks for watching, and check back soon. Toodaloo!